Hi everyone, I'm showing you this stabilizer that I'm going to use between two sheets of scrapbook paper. It's called regular tearaway, and I normally use that for my embroidery. And so I'm just going to adhere that between two sheets of paper. I'm going to use this basting spray to adhere it, and it works pretty good to glue it onto the paper. Um, and since that paper is 12 by 12, I'll go ahead and trim out the excess. I've decided I want to make some kind of a folder, like a traveler's notebook, and I'm on a mission to use up some of my old paper stash, and a lot of you probably recognize this paper. I got it at Walmart, and it is old. I've had it for a long time, probably one of the first paper pads I've ever bought, and I still have some paper left, and I'm just on a mission to start using up what I've got before I decide to buy any more. Okay, so I went ahead and adhered the another sheet to the back side, and that's what I'm showing you here, and I'm going to finish it out. Right here I'm folding some paper to make pockets for the inside cover, and this is going to be kind of funny because you can see it's got vertical or horizontal lines, and so when I put this on the folder it's not going to match, so but that's okay. I wanted to keep the folded edge towards the top, and that's what I was trying to figure out here. And so I've cut it. Now I'm going to fold them and cut them again, and cut it right down the middle. So initially I was going to make like a traveler's notebook, and I'll have lots of pages in the middle, so it didn't matter if the lines were horizontal on one side and vertical on the other, and that's what I've got here. So it didn't matter. And then after I did that, I decided that's not what I want to do with this. So the paper is so pretty, and I thought, well, I'll just make some stationery and make some matching envelopes to go with it. And I'm showing you the inside here, and I went ahead and stitched it all out, and it feels so good with that stabilizer in the middle. It's just a nice soft folder. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my papers here and get them ready, and I've decided I can use it like stationery paper, or fold them into cardstock, and so I wanted to make sure that I had the paper and enough paper to make envelopes for them to match. So that's what I'm doing here, and I normally just cut about 2 sheets at a time, and I want to be sure that I had the main focal point on each sheet of paper. And yeah, I was glad because I did get to use a lot of this paper by doing this type of a project, and I also like the idea that I can make some room now for some new paper pads. Because I've got limited space, and I thought, well, okay, before I buy any more paper, I've got to use up some of what I've already got. And right here I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch, and that's what I'm doing here, making the envelope. And I love this little gadget. It's really cool, so handy. And round out the edges. Yeah, this was worth it. I've gotten a lot of use out of that envelope maker, and there's the paper that I folded to make a little card, and I'm going to go ahead and just round up the edges or the corners with that as well. And I'm just trying to figure out here. Let's see, I want to keep the flower on the top flat. And I said, yeah, and I could also turn it right side out and have a white envelope with lining on the inside. And just flipping through my stamps here, I want to find a stamp that I'm going to use to make a little card. And that's what I'm going to use right there. Yeah, that's it. And I had seen the little Misty thing that helps you do the stamping like this a while back. It's been quite a while. And I thought, yeah, I like that. I would maybe want to get me one of those. It was kind of pricey. Anyway, I'd forgotten about it. And so this one came on sale at Blitsy at a much better price. And this is a tonic, and I love this thing. And I mean, it's just so helpful to do the stamping. It's amazing. So I love this, and that's some of the best money I've ever spent to help me do my stamping. And turns out really good. And I'll use the little corner punch here to dress up the corners a little bit. This was a fun little card to make. After I folded the paper like I wanted, and then I stitched around it, and it'll be real easy to make a little mat for the front, and that's what I'm doing here. And then I decided I needed to round the corners of the other little mat. This is going to be the inside where I can put my sentiment, and that's what I'm punching out here for the inside of the card. And do the edging as well with StazOn. I'm one of those that I have always had a problem with making cards, and so this was kind of handy for some reason. It just made it really simple. And that's how it looks. It's finished on the inside to where I can write my sentiment. And now I'm just put the little envelope together. Pretty cool. And just put my label right there, the address label. So that works. Right here I'm showing you that I'm punching out some scrap paper. As you can see on the very edge of that red paper, there's a white from the back side, and it's showing, and I didn't like that. And I thought, well, I'll just punch out some edging here and cover that. But I really didn't want to cover up the stitching, so I cut some really thin strips and decided I was just going to glue over that edge with the thin strip, and that's what I'm doing here, because I just wasn't ready to cover that stitching up yet. Yep, so that's what I want to do for that right now. And just looking at that paper pad, I've got a few pieces of paper left. I think there was about 5, so that's pretty cool. I used all that paper. Made stationery paper to make cards, and got the matching envelopes to go with it. And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm real pleased with having used that up. And I was going to keep it that way, and then, okay, I decided I would decorate it a little bit more. And that's what I'm doing here. Just add a little bit of trim. I didn't want to put any more decorations on though, because when I put this little booklet away, it'll be put in a bookshelf. And if you put a lot of flowers or embellishments or whatever, they'll get knocked off when you slide it in and out between books. So that's the reason for me to keep it plain. I can grab it and get the papers that I need, envelope that I want to use, and just put it right back, and don't worry about knocking the embellishments off. So that's it. That's all I'm going to put on there. But it did make it look a little prettier too, I have to admit. I'm finished with this. I really like the way this turned out. When I use a stabilizer between two sheets of paper, it gives it a nice soft feeling. It really feels good. I added this little elastic for a closure. Okay, and this is the inside. The stationery papers fit real nice. I was thinking I might go ahead and stitch around most of them just to have them ready, because I like the effect of stitching them. And when I use up the stationery paper, I guess I could use this little folder for anything else, maybe a traveler's notebook or something like that, so it can be reused. And I have a lot of the scrap pieces left over, and I can eventually use them for embellishments on these if I want. And this is a good feeling to be able to use up that paper. Anyway, I hope y'all like it, and I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.